Good morning. Britain was brought to a stop this morning as a breaking news announcement was made in a huge blow for Sir Keir Starmer and those who have been struggling in the cost of living crisis. The ONS has released the latest official inflation figures, which showed inflation in August stayed at 3.8%, well above the 2% target, with some goods such as food continuing to go up in price. Announcing the disappointing update, presenter Charlotte Hawkins told the audience, "Breaking news in the last few moments, the ONS has released the official inflation figures, and it's more bad news for Sir Keir Starmer and everyone struggling with the cost of living crisis." She added that the news would come as a blow to the government, who had hoped that news of a £31 billion deal with a US tech giant would end a string of bad news stories. Political correspondent Louisa James then added her 2 cents, saying that food prices have risen for the 5th consecutive month but have been offset by a fall in airfares, which is why the figure has remained at 3.8%. She said, "Now, for context, 3.8% is still well below the inflation peak, which was in 2022 when it reached double figures. But it has been rising steadily since April, which is when a load of household bills went up and when the government increased national insurance for employers, which some companies have said they have had to pass on in the form of higher prices." The Conservatives have called this deeply worrying, and it is certainly a challenge to the government's promise to put more money in people's pockets. Not only does it make things more expensive, but it also makes it less likely that the Bank of England will cut interest rates when it meets tomorrow, and that affects people's mortgages. Reacting to this morning's figures, Chancellor Rachel Reeves says the government wants to put more money in people's pockets while we work to build a stronger, more stable economy. "I know families are finding it tough and that for many the economy feels stuck," she said. "That's why I'm determined to bring costs down and support people who are facing higher bills."